Okay. This is supposed to be a vegan recipe. So, of course, that means that I'm not using any eggs. But then, what's the ratio of egg to applesauce when you're converting? Is it 1 container of applesauce? This seems to hold a lot more than a single eggshell would hold. And then, am I supposed to cut down on the other wet ingredients to compensate for that? Or, what am I supposed to do? This is why I need to actually start focusing in class instead of looking at my phone to check on whether or not the new chapter of that game has been released. Okay, if I can just focus on this, then it should be no trouble, right? I mean, it's basically just like chemistry. Yeah, it's like chemistry. Baking is like chemistry and cooking is like art. That's what people say, right? So, let's think about this like a chemist would. Except I don't know the different elements at play in an egg versus a container of applesauce, so I have no idea how I would go about figuring that out. Okay, stop thinking like a chemist, back to thinking like a baker. Okay. So, didn't I write this in my notes somewhere? No, of course I didn't. I only wrote that we had an assignment. Great. Oh! Hey! Sorry, I could have sworn that no one was supposed to have a class in here for the rest of the day. Oh, okay. Well, I'm doing the same thing, actually. Yeah, it's, not exactly coming along too well, though, so I apologize in advance. You might be stuck with me here for a little while. Hope you don't mind. Oh, well, you're not in my class, right? Do you have the same teacher? Okay, then you know about the assignment we're supposed to do, where we have to convert a non-vegan recipe into a vegan one, right? Yeah, exactly, so that we can figure out how to use different substitutions. Well, I'm trying to make, donuts without the use of any eggs for the batter. Yeah, and, it's made extra difficult by the fact that, the recipe I'm working with is, well, a little unorthodox in its origin. What I mean is, have you ever heard of the game Undertale? It's this really fascinating, emotionally gripping, beautifully structured game wherein you're role-playing as a human child who climbed up a mountain and fell into the underground where monsters live. And you're taken in by one of these monsters, but then you want to leave so you can go home. And you end up finding out that monsters all want to kill humans. Because humans trapped monsters underground, so of course they want their revenge, and if they get enough human souls, they can break the barrier that keeps the underground and the surface disconnected. Exactly. So they want to get to the surface, and to do that, they need to kill you. Or your character. I mean, not you. But anyway, it follows your journey through the underground as you're meeting all of these monsters and they're trying to fight you, but then they come to realize that humans aren't all so bad. At least if you're playing the pacifist run, which I like to play that one. The music is amazing. Not to mention, then you don't have to figure out how to beat Undyne or Sans. That one is... even for me, that's a little bit out of my depth. Right, getting back to the point, I suppose. That game features a character named Muffet. She's a spider monster, and she and all of the other spiders, they have a bake sale so that they can fund new spider homes. And, well, you have several opportunities to buy from the spider bake sale prior to running into them. However, oftentimes players can't because they can't afford it. So, Muffet ends up fighting you because, oh, someone said that there was a human running around. They're scared of spiders and they're very stingy with their money. So she attacks you. And then afterward, when everything is resolved and there's peace and she stops trying to kill you, you're able to buy from the spider bake sale more easily. And one of their items is the spider donut. Basically, it's this donut that has like a web design in icing on top of it. No, they are spiders. Why would it be made out of spiders? Sorry, that was snippy, wasn't it? I just mean, they are spiders. It's called a spider donut because they are spiders making the donuts. There aren't spiders in the donuts. I'm not trying to replicate a recipe that has spiders in it. I know that there are plenty of spiders that are safe to eat and are eaten throughout the world, but, I can't. Texture. That crunch would just be... No. So, I am trying to figure out, based on a video I saw, how to make spider donuts, but vegan. And, I don't exactly know the proper ratio of egg to applesauce when using that as a substitute. Yeah, I know, I could use actual egg substitute, but the teacher outright told us not to do that. Yeah, she said that for that, at least, that would be a bit too easy. Not to mention, she wanted us to be a bit more creative with the flavoring, and since the icing is going to be made from blueberries, it seemed like a good idea to add in a bit of apple flavor as well. I think those two would go together nicely, don't you? I can't just make a different recipe. Well, you know how she is. She doesn't let you change what you're doing once you plan it out. And I also really, really want to make these because there's a sequel to the game called Deltarune, and more chapters keep getting released, and I love every single one. Yes, games can have chapters, kind of like how, you know It, the movie? Yeah, there's It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. It's basically just like Part 1 and Part 2, similar to a movie of, say, Titanic. But anyway, the chapters keep getting released, and I love every single one of them. And this year, I get to host our group Halloween party, and I am going to make everything Undertale and Deltarune themed. I figured out a recipe for dog bone biscuits, butterscotch cinnamon pie, spaghetti that makes you want to die when you eat it, except I at least made it edible. The last thing I need, though, spider donut. You say that as if it's easy to not be entirely fixated on something. Oh, I didn't realize that you were joking. Sorry, this whole thing just has me really, really stressed. I'm not so good with hands-on things like this. Math, science, even my coding class, I'm great at those things, but this... I don't know. There's something about it that just isn't clicking, and I don't know why. And I really, really want it to click. I need it to click so that I can pass this class, but I just don't... I don't know how to make it work with the way that I like to learn and the things that stick in my brain. How I like to learn? No, it's just a little weird. In Undertale, there's a part of the game in the Pacifist Run where you can go to Undyne's house and she will teach you how to make spaghetti. So usually when I'm trying to learn something, I listen to her theme song on my phone, and I pretend that she's gonna beat the shit out of me if I don't get it right. Well, actually, it doesn't quite click using that strategy. But I do think there is something that I can do. Yeah. Actually, you might have just helped me figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to do about this. Only thing is, do you have a problem with listening to this on repeat until whenever these are done?